Lash ugly and download.
Why was that so popular? People were like, "Look how I look old! Wow, it's crazy!" And I'm like, "But you could just age."
I didn't do it, but I was tempted because I think what happens is people are like, "If I'm ready for it, I'll be okay."
What, for aging?
Yeah.
No.
Well, look how you guys are talking about
How is
it.
the app gonna help with that? Like, what purpose could it serve?
Because it's like, oh, it's just me old. I'm okay.
If you're not giving me skincare ideas from the app,
Right.
then what do I need it? And by the
Right.
way, I'll download it for me if I want. I got this guy on our social media.
Uh-huh.
He keeps putting pictures of what I look like old based on pictures we took from that show with the guest. Why do I need that?
Wow. That's some hate mail.
You
Right there. I mean, that's some like rage tweets.
That needs consent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to tell me what I'm going to look like old. I remember what I looked like 10 years ago. Now I'm 10 years older. I can look at the photo. I can extrapolate what I'm going to look like 10 years from now. What's the diff?
Quick math, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reading. Hey, by the way, seeing your social media also this might sound like a dumb question, but of course it affects some people more than others. These recent mass shootings.
Yes.
Are you holding up okay? It seems like it's really affecting you. Am I wrong or not wrong?
I don't like it. And I feel like nothing gets done. And I don't know why. And like, I know we have differing opinions on this, but
I don't love it.
You love it.
Well, you can talk faster.
I don't know. We have differing opinions on the following,
Okay.
that I don't know why a regular civilian would need an automatic gun.
Well,
that
we're on
does
the same side.
Repeat fire with that.
Yeah, of course. One of these shootings is he had 100 rounds he was able to shoot off in one drum.
In less than a minute, and then by the time the cops got in, they were like, "The cops saved us." I'm like, "No, the cop wouldn't have need to run in less than a minute if you didn't have an automatic rifle that could shoot off that many rounds."
I thought this was...
So I'm a hippie, I guess. I'm a liberal nut job.
This is pretty shocking to me. Hours after the El Paso shooting, that was the first of the two this weekend.
Right, just
alone.
this weekend.
Dayton, Ohio after that. Hours after the El Paso shooting, Mitch McConnell, he, of course, is the Senate Majority Leader, he put out a photo of, he's running for Senate again. He put out a photo that shows a yard with yard signs, and the signs are gravestones, and the gravestones have the names of people that are trying for his Senate position.
Oh my God.
OMG.
Tell me this isn't the craziest thing.
Wow.
Wait,
no.
he did that?
This was like the crosshairs. This was like
or somebody else, exactly. Or somebody else did it, and he's the one who tweeted it out, though.
he's psyched about it.
Yes.
Oh my God.
What is the problem?
So we were just talking about Kathy Griffin's thing about how she held, Trump's
Noggin.
Well, it wasn't even Trump's head. It was a.
I don't think we're confused. It was the real head.
Right.
There's a mask with ketchup on it.
It was a mask with ketchup on it. Thank you. So that was threatening. This feels threatening. It feels like the same amount of threatening.
Yeah.
Like the same amount of Kathy Griffin would go kill Trump.
Yes.
The same amount of this guy would kill all his opponents.
And then the images of your opponents with crosshair, like in the crosshairs, or the image of your opponent in a noose. Like, I feel like those are all images, like, you can't.
That's not okay.
Yeah. It's not okay.
Yeah,
What?
Also, it's so shticky. Get a new campaign,
Right.
whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. Like, what is happening? You know what we're going to do?
Yeah.
No, come up with something real.
Yeah, there's RIP socialism, and then the other RIPs are actual people's names.
Oh my God. See, RIP socialism. Is
You
a
can do
concept.
that.
It's a concept. So no one personally. You're not going to go to anyone's door and shoot them. Unlike if it's the name of someone.
This is encouraging the violence without question. When you have the Senate Majority Leader, when you have Trump spewing the hate that he is, when you have the Trump was doing this back and forth fighting with Elijah Cummings. He's a councilman from Baltimore, about half of Baltimore. He looks over, and and the two of them would go back and forth at it.
Already. My fucking president going back and forth like an idiot on Twitter.
know.
No matter what it is, it's petty already.
Yes.
He's like, Trump's racist, Trump's this, Trump's that. So anyway, somebody breaks into the home of Elijah Cummings, his Baltimore house. They break into it. Donald Trump tweeted out, "Oh, too bad."
Too bad. Unreal.
This proves that we're all in a reality show,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I can't wait for the cameras to be revealed and be like,
They're
just
right in front of you.
kidding.
Look
No,
at that.
no, but the hidden ones that are like for the entire society. Like we're Truman showing all of America, and like Trump is still, this is the reality show joke.
The
that we're all
Baltimore house of Elijah E. Cummings was robbed. Too bad.
in. Yeah.
You tell me that's not encouraging violence?
Well, when he was running, he said, go ahead and punch him. I have the funds to cover you.
Yeah.
Elijah Cummings saying, I was notified of the intrusion by my security system, and I scared the intruder away by yelling before the person gained entry into the residential portion of the house. I thank the Baltimore Police Department for the response and ask that all further inquiries be directed to them.
The residential portion of my house.
Must be nice.
Meaning they got on his lawn, but not in his house, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Every portion of my house is residential. Am I a homeless person? I might be.
Now, I know that that whole Trump family is a trash fire, but, does one of the kids see him write too bad? That happened. They go, good zing, Dad.
Yeah, you got him.
What else would they say?
I don't know.
I guess.
My daddy's president. Ew.
I mean, we both have weirdo dads, and I'm glad my dad doesn't have Twitter because it would be a shit fire.
Oh, that would be a segment on our show.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
If Keith's dad was on Twitter? Oh my God.
How's your dad?
Oh, we'll get to him.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
First, I want to cover some more lawmakers. This is Candace Keller.
Oh my God.
And she is blaming, she's in Dayton. State Representative Candace Keller, Republican from Middletown, about 25 miles southwest of Dayton, listed a slew of reasons why she believes that Connor Betts, 24, gunned down 9 people, including his sister, with an assault style rifle, if you're nitpicking. After every mass shooting, the liberals start the blame game, she wrote. Why not place the blame where it belongs? And this is her post. Ready?
Yeah, yes.
The breakdown of the traditional American family, thank you, transgender, homosexual marriage, and drag queen advocates.
Drag queen advocates.
Fearlessness, a subject no one discusses or believes is relevant. The ignoring of violent video games. The relaxing of laws against open criminals, in parentheses, open borders. The acceptance of recreational marijuana. Failed school policies. Hello, parents who defend misbehaving students. Disrespect to law enforcement. Thank you, Obama. Hatred of our veterans. Thank you, Obama. I don't know if she knows like it was used like ironically.
Yes,
like
yes.
like
Thanks,
Chipotle
Obama.
charges me 25 cents for guacamole.
Thanks,
I go,
Obama.
thanks, Obama.
Right.
She means it.
She means it.
Disrespect to law enforcement. Thanks, Obama. Hatred of our veterans. Thank you, professional athletes who hate our flag and national anthem.
I wonder who she's talking about.
The Congress, the Democratic Congress. Many members whom are openly anti-Semitic. The culture, which totally ignores the importance of God in church until they elect a president. State office holders, who have no interest whatsoever in learning about our Constitution and the Second Amendment. And snowflakes, who can't accept a duly elected president. Did I forget anybody? The list is long, and the fury will continue.
Nice.
Good one, Ma.
Has a drag queen ever committed a mass shooting?
No, the advocate did.
In drag. Because when I picture drag queen, I don't picture them in violence.
Oh, thank you, comedians, for twisting words around.
Oh, sorry. The advocates of drag queens are. And also, pot smokers don't do mass shootings.
Well, Hemda and I saw what this person looks like, and we asked Andrea, take a guess what she looks like. And Andrea got it right. Right down the checklist. White, middle-aged, peroxide blonde, dumpy. Yes. That's interesting. I'm not saying it's a DNA scientific facts, but I'm saying what a fucking surprise. I knew it was Carol.
What I understood is that she took it down after 12 minutes, right? And I think when you end something with the fury will continue and then take it down after 12 minutes, who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah, stand by your words.
You took probably 30 seconds to write that because it's so in your mind.
But she managed to offend absolutely every single person.
But this is absolutely what she thinks. This is the truest.
And she got backlash from both sides.
Yeah,
like-
but then you take it down. So what? When you can speak up, when everyone will be on your side, and when you'll get a rah, you'll speak up, and then after 12 minutes, you'll just lay down and die. The fury must go on, right?
Yeah, get a proofreader. like have an intern look at everything you.
This is real.
and-
Leave that up.
and
This is real.
this is how
Leave
I-
that up. This is real.
And this is how
Leave
I feel.
that
And
up.
she put it on Facebook, right? And then
Yeah,
took
and
it
then,
down.
and then some people were complaining again, like you said, people on both sides, including the county sheriff there, Richard Jones. He copied it, pasted it, made sure if she
Nice.
takes it down, people still see
Yeah,
it. And
yeah,
just
yeah.
wrote shame, shame, shame.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, why can't we just blame the guns again?
Right.
Can't
The
we just
one
blame
thing-
the assault style? Is that what did I say wrong? It's not assault weapon. It's assault style weapon.
Do you think it like they think we're actually yelling at the gun and they don't find that practical?
But you know what's weird? These guys are on her side. They're white supremacists. They believe in all of the stuff that she just ranted about. The fury will go on thanks to more mass shootings, and there will be. So you're welcome.
Not as egregious, but pretty stupid. Neil deGrasse Tyson wrote, now keep in mind, this guy's an astrophysicist, right? You think the other smart things go with it, but I guess not. You know about black holes. In the past 48 hours,
You really know how to simplify someone.
it seems simple. You know,
He's good at black holes and shit. You know.
it would upset me a little bit, like, why didn't I have a brain like Neil deGrasse Tyson? Because I'm human. So here's what he writes. In the past 48 hours, the USA horrifically lost 34 people to mass shootings. On average, across any 48 hours. We also lose 500 to medical errors,
no.
300 to the flu, 250 to suicide, 200 to car accidents, 40 to homicide via handgun. Often our emotions respond more to spectacle than to data.
No.
I get his point, but it's tone deaf.
So you get his point.
Well, his point is that we all die of stupid shit every day, and like the others we're working on fixing. What I thought was his point was like,
Oh, well, his point is moot either way, because what happens is you're naming deaths while we were just traumatized by deaths. So regular deaths that you're naming
Right.
are the things that, yes, we're working on. We bring people in to deal with the flu, and then they end up dying. Cancer is
Right,
taking
right.
people, but we're not going like, what's the problem with cancer?
right, and especially if it's your mother. You know, and like at a funeral, if someone's like, I'm so sorry for your loss, but 49 other people died in the last hour.
Right.
You're like, that's not relevant to the.
Well, if
what-
you're a
what's
doctor,
happening.
you killed somebody through a medical error, you don't go, okay, first of all, let me tell you about acid rain.
Right.
Okay?
Let me tell you about mass shootings. They could have died in that.
What I find disturbing in that is the suicide in 48 hours. 250 people kill themselves.
And you don't complain about that?
Yeah. Where's the
There's the outrage.
But
Yeah.
also,
and a
there
lot of
is-
them are with guns, by the way. Suicides with guns.
Yeah, and he also mentioned other weapon.
Yeah.
But I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, this is crazy. You know, focus on your sexual assault cases and if the world is round. Okay, calm down. Just calm down. Everybody's got to be a smarty-ass contrarian. Everybody, you're getting a little too riled up.
Oh, what I was saying is people are riled up about the rest of that list. There are,
Of course.
there are people, marching and doing things
Yeah.
over depression and suicide. There are
Yeah.
people who are doing things
And
over.
the reason that half those flu deaths end in death is because we don't have proper medical care.
But there
And
are
for-
people.
yeah.
There are people who are, I guess he's calling it losing their shit. There are people losing their shit over this. But this happened yesterday, so we're losing it collectively yesterday.
Yes, and we're allowed to be outraged, and we're allowed to, shift our focus as things require, right?
Yeah, that's like if your brother died, they go like, how many family members died in the
Yeah,
Holocaust?
exactly.
The fucking Holocaust.
Right, and one doesn't negate the other. That's why, like, when you feel broke and then someone says that they're broker than you, you're like, that doesn't mean that I feel less broke because I know people have it worse. Like,
Yeah.
your experience is your experience. And we're allowed to be outraged about different things.
New York State has shot down, no pun, President Trump's plan to arm teachers. A law signed by Governor Cuomo bars school districts across the state from authorizing anyone but those employed primarily as school resource officers, police, or security guards from carrying a firearm on school grounds. You have to fight this.
Say that again.
So Trump says, I want
yeah.
all the schools, the teachers, to start carrying guns.
This is your solution?
And we in New York State had to take the time to draw paperwork that says, no, you cannot
we're
make
not doing
teachers
that.
have to have
When
guns.
I was in grade school, we would have tickle fights with the teacher.
Ew.
And if they were armed, we could easily tickle our way into a gun and then shoot them.
Okay. We need to research your school. That's first of all.
Queens. It's here in Queens.
That's very
But I'm
bizarre.
just saying, like-
no,
like-
no. You should know that you have some trauma that you need to look into that is now surfacing thanks to Keith and the Girl Show.
Aw, every time.
Well, I've been using this analogy for some time, but picture all the teachers in yours, and I know my teachers. I know the ones that were hungover looking back. I know the ones
Yeah.
that just wanted to
Yep,
be
yep.
cool and hanging out with their cool kids. Is their second chance at life? Is there never been kissed? I know these teachers. They're a mess. But picture the teachers by law all had to take up an instrument. Then all of a sudden, boom, surprise concert, go.
Right.
How good do you think that concert's going to be?
It would be very bad.
Now picture guns.
Yeah.
How about this? You want them to pick up a gun? They couldn't even pick up our feelings. They don't even understand what's happening in
That's
their own
true.
emotional state of mind. The fact that some of our teachers try to be cool with us in a way that makes them like the cool teacher is very disgusting and makes me feel like they would misuse
Right.
the
So
gun.
exactly. So they would be like, if you're a cool teacher, you'll let me play with your gun that
Totally.
the government is making you carry. And then the cool teacher would be like, oh yeah, you can play with my gun.
Yeah, and by the way,
Boom.
that goes against I have to believe my Second Amendment right because I don't want a gun. I
Right.
don't want to be responsible for somebody coming in and shooting. And now I have a teaching degree. I'm an educator. I gotta,
Yeah.
look through crosshairs and like aim and make sure that it's not a student. I don't.
Yeah, and
I don't
in
know.
chaos too. Like people are screaming and running, and then you're the one with the gun that's gonna. And this happened in El Paso, the first of the two.
Right.
And like El Paso's an open carry state, right? Texas. So there were tons of people in Walmart with a gun.
Sure.
Walmart has guns.
Right.
Just pick
Yeah,
that up.
they're the biggest retailer of guns in the country.
Do you know during the shooting in Walmart, they started a blue light special on guns? I don't know if that was too
Nice.
much.
Wow.
It's a little tone deaf. Speaking of tone deaf,
You know what's funny is he gets to say that on a comedy show, but the president maybe a little bit needs time.
The answer to the gun violence epidemic plaguing this country has never been and never will be more guns. And today we're expanding New York's nation-leading gun safety laws to further protect our children. I don't know, though. Sometimes you can't help but think. Everybody has guns, then the guns have guns, and those bullets have guns. And what if those...
I wouldn't want to be the gun of a bullet. You'd be really small.
Trump suggested arming teachers as a way to keep kids safe following the mass shooting at Parkland, Florida high school that, of course,
No,
left 17
that
people.
would make that teacher a target. If I'm a disgruntled student, the first one I take out is the teacher holding the gun. I wouldn't want to be a teacher holding a gun.
You see, you've had them and you've seen them online. The teacher that snaps as is, and they have chalk.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And-
had a music teacher. We're in class. We're taking some kind of dopey test. It's music, Don't quiz me. So anyway,
It's art. What are you going to give me for that?
What's a half note?
some girl asked me, "What time is it?" And I go, "It's whatever." And then the guy sees me and goes, "I said no talking." Takes me outside, takes his two fingers and poking me in the chest.
Nice.
He always wanted to be a drill sergeant. He's like, "When I told you not to," I end up crying. Picture this
Aww.
guy had a gun.
How old
How
were
old
you?
were you?
Too old. Everything's always too old.
You're 15.
Probably, easily.
Wow.
No, I would cry too. You don't know what to do because this douchebag who is now your authority is actually hitting you.
Yeah.
They're hitting you, and you have to go back to class. You have to take a test. You didn't do anything. You know that this punishment doesn't fit anything that you've done
Yeah.
really in the class ever. And he is in full right somehow to do this. And if you tell on him, then there's more trouble for you in one way or
Right,
another.
and what did you do to set him off and blah, blah, blah. I once got yelled at by my 4th grade teacher in the hallway. She pulled me out of the room, yelled at me in the hallway, and then she left and didn't go back into the room, and I didn't know what to do.
She left her class?
No, yeah, she just walked away. She was like, she yelled at me really hard and then stormed down the hallway, leaving the class empty, and I didn't know if I should go back into class or stand there. I stood there like,
It's so funny because now that
So
we're
weird.
older, we'd be like, I leave too now. I don't care.
Right.
yeah, I know. Just
None of
walk
this
out.
matters.
Should we
walk
both
out.
go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just follow her and be like, follow up on that yelling.
Oh,
me.
did I miss a class?
No, I went back in class and like awkwardly sat down in my chair, and the whole class had seen me leave with her.
Right.
So they were like, is she coming in? I'm like, I don't know. She went down the hallway.
You
And I
walk
didn't-
in, you're like, I think we're all dismissed.
Yeah. I'm the teacher now.
You know who should be the most offended?
That woman shouldn't have a gun, by the way, to bring it back around.
Yes.
That woman was crazy.
Neither should pointy fingers in the chest.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know who should be the most offended? Cops. I went to
Right.
school for this,
Yeah.
and I still miss.
Well, we're
Yeah.
going to take a Saturday off and train properly.
Right.
Yeah.
Cops, they don't
Yeah.
know when to shoot and what to shoot and how, and they miss
Yeah.
all the time. And God forbid it's a moving target, and don't zigzag at me because
Yeah.
I'm dead.
And if they're heightened, if they're panicked at all, they'll just misfire and shoot everybody.
They fuck up all the time.
Yeah.
Their brains don't work any different than the rest of ours.
You don't think these teachers are going to have little smart aleck things that they're going to say that's completely inappropriate?
Yes.
Bobby, don't make me
Oh
little
my
couple shooter McGavins in your
God,
direction.
Totally.
Right. The
you don't-
inappropriate teachers who joke about stuff because they think it's innocuous, but really there's a gun in your drawer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You better get an A or I'm going to blow your fucking
Right.
head off. Because the government says I need a gun.
Andrea's writing in, I had a teacher try and bully me into sharing very personal information from my journal. She made me cry.
Oh.
And my mom called her and was like, don't ever talk to my kid again. This teacher's husband turned out to be a creep, and he was caught peeping at us in the bathroom.
Yeah,
Ew,
once teachers stop,
whoa.
once we get all teachers for a good 6 months to not be fucking children, then we'll talk about guns.
But also, there's also good teachers out there. Like
Oh my God, who gives a shit?
Right, that you have to say that? Okay.
But
Honestly.
but I'm saying I don't even want the good ones armed.
Right.
Like, because then it would turn them into bad ones. I don't know.
Well,
No,
that's
the
the
good
te-
ones are busy doing good
Right.
teaching things.
Right. Like, I'm an amazing earth science teacher, but I'm also packing heat.
Yeah.
You go, do you think you're one of the good teachers to have a gun? Yes, I do. That was the test.
That was the test.
You're not. Nobody wants it. You want to teach.
What about teachers who don't want guns?
That's what I'm saying. You're taking away some kind of right of mine where you're just giving me
Right.
bullets and a gun. And also, you're putting me in danger because now I have a weapon in my desk. And people have gone through teachers' drawers.
Oh my God,
You know,
right.
I don't care if you have a lock. Those locks are garbage. So now every room
I
has
thought it was going to be on their person,
Even better.
like on their hip.
Sure.
I
I
wasn't-
promise you I would have 5 guns by the end of the school year.
Oh, as a
As
kid.
as a
Yeah.
student?
Yeah, I'd collect those guns.
Yeah. Exactly. And a lot of students are worse than Keith. Keith is awful.
Thank
He's
you.
an awful, awful human being. And
But he
there's-
was a good boy in school.
Yes. But
Well,
he still apparently collected guns in school.
Well, that leads to my dad, shall we?
Oh, yes.
Speaking of awful.
Let's shall.
So the last time I talked to my dad, like I told you, he was he knew that my ex-wife wanted to fuck him, right? Kenda, do you want to sum up?
Yes. Okay. So Keith has been.
Wait, you
Yes.
were divorced? All right. No, go back. Okay.
Keith has been pretending to be his ex-wife because his father contacted her, and we decided to make a big mess of it.
Yes.
So now Keith's dad has been thinking he's emailing Keith's ex. Her name is Kat/Catherine, but really it's not Kat. It's Keith. So the not Kat emails have been going on for 3 months. Side note, Keith's dad decided to start getting in touch with Keith, just like, hey, how you doing? Even though we know he's been in touch with Kat this whole time. So he's
Yes.
probably like, I should probably say hello to my son since I'm talking to his ex-wife. Now, we've been making up stories for not Kat to write to Keith's dad. And one of the stories, I'm very proud to say this one's mine, is that she fell in love with him. Now, it's very difficult to get Father Malley to stay on track, but let me tell you something.
No problem this time.
And
No
wait,
problem.
has your dad told you that he's in touch with Kat?
No.
Or what
No.
he
Well,
thinks is Kat?
Well,
he hinted at it. So he's got no problem believing that a 30-year-old, very healthy, wonderful, influential entrepreneur in full health is in love with an 80-year-old who falls every other day, says he had a heart attack, adds another stint to it. That clear and just straightforward
Because he wants
answers.
to believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What man wouldn't want to believe that?
but
So-
but
A sane one.
a sane one. You could want to.
right.
You
so
don't
if a 15-year-old started emailing you, you'd be like, Keith, I'm madly in love with you.
Block that shit. What? 15 carry. Again,
Great
teachers
ena-
are armed.
Wait,
She's got some great analogies.
teachers are armed. Yeah, I was trying to think of younger, and then I went too far.
So now,
So now, where's it?
so that's where that is at the time. So now, during the correspondence with Keith's dad and Keith, actual Keith, his dad hinted like, "Don't make me tell you more about your ex-wife. You might
Right.
not
I think-
want to know."
He made a mistake confusing me with her about what information he got, and to cover it up, he started saying, "Well, I'm older and wiser, and I do know things that you don't know about
Oh my
somebody you
God.
should know."
Oh my God.
And I go, well, what? What kind of riddle is this? I said.
Don't make me say.
And he said, and he was being all evasive.
And he wrote, an ancient, very scary Chinese proverb, quote, be careful the direction in which your actions are leading you. The odds are very good. Andrea just threw up. The odds are very good that you'll end up arriving at the destination that your actions are leading you.
Why must you speak in these tones?
Right.
Oh my God.
So I think he's saying be careful what you wish for, but obviously he wants me to keep pushing it. So this savior complex he has, he used to be a priest, he wants me to ask him so he can tell me, but at the same time there's another layer. He wants to be able to say, I tried to warn you that I wouldn't tell you
he
this.
wants it both ways. He wants an out. And then how did he respond to Kat
That he feels the same way, and he appreciates that his libido is jingling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He,
Oh,
I think I
but
missed that one. I definitely missed that one. That is amazing.
but they can't act on it because he has a fine wife.
a
Who's
fine
ill?
wife.
Who's
Yes.
ill? Yeah.
She's fine, but you are beautiful and vibrant and sexual,
Wow.
right? So at the time I wrote,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also, by the way, while all the kids are talking about, hey, we need to move mom into a home because she's actually really not doing well and she's going to start hurting herself because she's
Oh, I hate
she's
that.
just not there. And he's in the basement typing to not Cat.
right.
Yeah. Because he wants an out. I mean, he wants a different life. Oh my God.
He's always had a different life in his head. He's always been like, I could have. Oh, at one email, he could have married this millionaire, but he's such a true man.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Who was
No, my
him?
dad does the same thing. where
Really?
his reality is just so many clicks over from what it really is.
What is, like,
And
what's one of the bad
That young
situations?
women are interested in him.
Are they? Have you seen them interested in him?
They are not.
Okay.
They are not romantically interested. But you have the impulse to humor him because what difference does it make?
Right.
And it's fine. And no, they are not.
Well, I wrote back, this is about a month ago, I just said, good talk. And that was the end of it.
I'm surprised he didn't write back to that.
And none of your siblings listen to the show? There's no way this is going to get back to him.
Yeah, it could. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, I really don't care. It's going to get back to him. I will tell him
Yeah.
if he doesn't find out without me.
I feel like he has until Christmas.
Yeah, because I can't
Yeah.
see him in person until I tell him.
Oh, okay.
And I probably will see family at the end of the year.
Thanksgiving at the earliest.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
So this time, I'm like, you know what? I'm in the mood for more stupidity. So it's like 4 a.m, and I open up my email, and I see the email where he wrote an ancient, very scary Chinese proverb, and I respond to that one. And I write, he was just in the hospital again. I go, how are you feeling?
Was he? Was he really in the hospital?
Who knows? I go, can you imagine the pre-cana? He wanted to sit down, me and Catherine, before we got married, and do this Catholic ceremony where,
It's a therapy before you get married from a priest.
and you're very specific. You talk about sex, how often, what kind. You talk about your money, who makes exactly what, this kind of thing. And he said, and I'm willing to do that for you. And I said, oh, no, thank you. No. And then he goes,
But you thought about it, right?
right. And then he goes, I don't see why. He was shocked. I don't see why not. I'm
Right.
offering my services.
Right. This
Okay,
is a gift.
That's okay. No, thanks. So I wrote, now I don't, in all fairness, I don't understand what I'm writing either. When I say, can you imagine the pre-cana? What does that mean? I think I'm alluding to, can you imagine you getting horny talking to my wife-to-be about her sexual practices? Can you imagine how, with the way you only give out half the information, how terrible you'd be in that class? I'm not sure what he thinks I mean because I don't know what I mean either.
Good.
But I decided, you know what? Let's all not make sense.
Let's all just go crazy.
Let's have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. All bets are off.
Can you imagine the pre-cana? And then I said, how's your heart? How's your health? And they wrote back today, feeling much better. Thank you for your prayers and concern. You prick. I did not pray.
You never said you prayed.
I didn't send any prayers.
No.
Thank you for your prayers and concern. What in the world was your question about pre-cana classes dealing with?
I don't like what in the world.
Yeah, what in the fuck?
Yeah, like his head exploded.
Right.
You know, there was a mass shooting this weekend.
What
this
in
is
the
not
world?
what in the world.
Right.
This is just an average question.
What in the world was your questions about pre-cana classes dealing with? Are you taking them?
Yes.
Yes, Dad.
For what?
I'm ready to get married again.
Wow.
Overall health, I guess, is better than many approaching their 80th birthday. I do not think that I'll be climbing the highest mountain or swimming the deepest river
Connect your goddamn words.
or running the mile sprint in under 4 minutes, though.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Why does he say do not instead of don't? Why does he do that?
That's like an android thing. That's like a artificial human life form thing.
Right.
Like Data from Star Trek.
Yes.
No like they programmed him to do everything but contractions.
Right.
Like that they couldn't program.
Yeah, because
So-
he needs to sound like that.
Yeah.
In order for us to remember
Yeah.
the pale
well,
skin.
he thinks it like emphasizes probably.
Well, it's probably the proper way
I
to
do
speak.
not like that.
Yeah.
Rather than I don't
Right.
like that. You know.
I said, it went with the email just before it. I was joking that because you're being very cryptic about my ex-wife, can you imagine if you actually gave us those pre-Cana classes? Good to hear about your health.
Nice. And what did he write?
And then I was debating, like, then do I write P.S.? Fuck you.
No. Rein that one in.
And then P.P.S. Sorry, autocorrect. I meant truck you. P.P.P.S. But seriously, go fuck yourself. P.P.P.P.S. I think I'm
right.
having a stroke. I smell copper. P.P.P.P.S. Oh my God, you're my dad for real.
That's amazing.
So then he writes.
Did you really write all that?
Yeah, no, not the PSs.
Okay,
I apologize. I don't mean to misspeak. Let's see. It went with the email before that.
I smell copper.
I was joking that because you're being very cryptic about my ex-wife.
Yep.
Can you imagine if you actually gave us those pre-Cana classes?
Okay.
And he wrote, maybe if you had them with Hemda
Why am I in this?
or Catherine or your current love, you both, at those respective times, would have been better prepared for what each of you were going to commit to.
Oh my God.
Now, first of all, it couldn't have worked with all of us.
Right.
Oh my God.
And then he said, never did I desire to be the one in charge of them.
Yes.
So-
Now he misremembers what he had said to you.
Yeah, he doesn't.
time, yeah.
He knows that he offered it.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to have to.
Right.
But
I never wanted to be in charge of people getting married and have to sit them down. But it's the Catholic law, and I'm a priest. I had to. And now that I'm not a priest and I'm married, I still have the knowledge to do it. So
Oh my
I don't want to do
God.
it's going to be awkward for me hearing if you do it in the front or in the back. That's going to be uncomfortable to me. How many times a week do you have intercourse with my son? That's going to be uncomfortable to me. How often into what you masturbate to? I never wanted to have to do it, but I'm offering my services.
Yeah.
And we can keep it in the family, and I will do. I keep secrets very well.
great with great power.
Yeah,
amazing.
That's right. Great responsibility. He can't help himself.
That's like him going like, I didn't want to be right, but
Yeah.
Told
looks,
you so.
looks like you blew it.
but I also I
here's
don't
the
I
thing.
don't like the arrogance of maybe if you had done the classes you'd still be married.
Yeah, but the
Right.
thing
That
is
smugness.
Keith and I were never married, so
Wow.
I don't think we need those. It didn't work out with Kat. That's one.
Right.
And with Kyle, you're still together. So what do you mean it would have worked out?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Do you remember when Hemda and I were together? My dad was saying.
No.
The audience thinks there's some story. Me and Hemda were together. And I bring it up because my dad said, okay, but I'm happy you're happy. But
Oh
she's-
wait, no. This is first of all, we just hosted them I just met them for the first
Oh,
time.
yeah. And everybody was fine. Everybody was happy.
Yeah, this is your first like full reunion. All the siblings were there, the parents. I met everybody. We had multiple, meals that we cooked for them. Everybody was fine. Go home. He sends a letter, not an email. We get it in the mail, I think, addressed to both of us. And it's this long thing saying, like, we know that we had a great time and everything, but let's be honest. You and Chemda, coming from your different places of God, you are uneven oxens.
Oh, you
Didn't he have a
oxen.
thing with like going up a hill and
That's
uneven
biblical.
oxen?
That is mad biblical. Uneven oxen.
Oh, it came with a couple numbers and a colon. Yeah, it was
Wow.
biblical, all right.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
that was a hoot and a half for at least a year.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, so for those who have been listening since the beginning, you remember uneven oxen. There's no way. Anytime I told that story to someone, every once in a while, like years later, they'll be like, right, you're the uneven oxen.
Right.
Yeah, you just remember uneven oxen. So I think
Of course.
a few people who've been listening for a while are like, yes, uneven oxen.
Yes, a bee and a cat could love each other. But where would they have their bee cat babies?
That's what my parents used to say to me. We're just like dating someone a shade differently. They're like, where are you going to have babies? I'm like, probably still in my uterus.
Right.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this guy jizzes straight into the same place, but I'll find out.
Right.
Yeah.
I would love to see a cat bee hybrid also.
Well, we all would, but we got to know the world we're living in. Maybe if you had them with Heather or Catherine or your current love, you both, at those respective times, would have been better prepared for what you were committing to. Never did I desire to be the one in charge of them. And then I wrote back, uneven oxen. Send.
Nice.
Let's have fun.
We're just having fun. This is just what we do for fun. What
And
do you do
so
for fun? Do you
this-
fuck with your dad? No.
This has been back and forth pretty quickly. He hasn't returned that email in a while, right?
Correct. I just checked now. Yeah.
Okay,
No,
all right.
nothing new.
So we are so current right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Also, by the way, definitely follow us on social media because at these 4 a.m.s, Keith's going out of his mind and sometimes he Twitters that.
Yeah.
So
I see.
You can tell my girlfriend's away. She's on a
That's
military
right.
tour, and Dad's going to get it.
Yeah, she's in like a. Where is she?
Don't ask.
All right.
She's doing things.
No,
What
she's
is
far.
this? Did she ask you to ask me?
She's far away.
She's doing business for the troops.
it's top secret.
It's top
Oh,
secret,
all
I
right.
assume.
Whoopsie.
You know the places. You've seen
My
a map.
bad.
What are you going to do? Go see her? There's no tickets.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
You
gonna
gonna plug
sign-
her? You gonna plug her show?
You
I
gonna
might
s-
join the military
Oh,
to
yeah,
see her.
You're going to
perform.
enlist? Okay.
Yeah, you don't know me.
All right, Carrie.
Yes.
You can follow online, Twitter and Instagram at Carrie Gravenson. The website is carriegravenson.com. And the album, like I said, and I enjoy it very, very much, is called Cry Through It.
And
Yes.
we got swag.
Yeah, if anyone wants swag, contact me and I will send you swag because the minimum number of tissue packs you can order is 5 billion. So there are a couple left over.
This is actually really helpful. I have cried through it with your tissues.
Yes.
So definitely get in touch with her. She's willing to send it to you.
Yeah, and the album's not bad either.
The album schmalbum. Who needs tissues, huh?
All right, thank you everybody very much. Let's do it again tomorrow.